Welcome to From the Ground Up. My name is Karol Weyman. I am the host for this podcast series with Outdoor Coffee Shop. I would like to welcome Heidi Ellsworth to the podcast today. Heidi, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, Karol, I want to say congratulations. This is your very first podcast as a host for From the Ground Up, part of Outdoor Coffee Shop. And I just couldn't be happier to have you as the host of this podcast. I'm really excited to have these conversations about outdoor living and where we're going. But my name is Heidi Ellsworth, and I am actually the owner of the coffee shops. And for many of you, you're probably like, coffee shops, can I have some coffee? But no, we are actually the place where contractors meet and they get all of their information. So we have been in roofing since 2002. We've been in metal and coatings since 2021. And now we're in the outdoor living space. So I am thrilled to be here and talk about that today.
Yeah, this is exciting. Very exciting stuff.
So, Karol, I would love for you to share a little bit about your background and how did you get here with this podcast?
Well, I have been in the construction industry for a long time, over 30 years, and I have been doing marketing for the industry through architects, general contractors, project management, et cetera, service provider. And I was lucky enough to meet Heidi as a client, and the coffee shops had helped our company so much. And I was so excited when this opportunity came about. So I am right here ready to launch our wonderful outdoor coffee shop. So I was hoping that you could tell us a little bit about the history of the coffee shops and how Outdoor Coffee Shop came to be.
Yeah, I would love to do that. So, Karol, one of the things I love when we started is you have such a rich history in the design community, right? Through construction, design community, you've worked with landscape architects. Really, for me, the biggest thing I have is the fact that I love to work out in our yard. I love outdoor living. And so that has really inspired me all along, watching the landscapers, the pool and spa contractors. We have an amazing contractor who works with us by the name of David Kelly with Everything Outdoors here in Central Oregon. And he is just so amazing what he's done, what he's built, the pergolas, the porches, the sheds. I mean, I just have so much respect. And so that's what the coffee shops are about. Like I said earlier, it started in 2002 with roofing. And so we've been in the roofing industry and we are ingrained in that industry. But I grew up personally in a construction family. My dad was a general contractor, so I've always had huge respect for the trades, was part of the trades. And that's what the coffee shops are all about. We are about celebrating our contractors, the tradesmen and women who are out there. And we've really been watching and seeing how much is going on in that outdoor space and felt like it was time for us to come in and be a part of it. So Roofers Coffee Shop started in 2002. And I said this earlier, but our metal coffee shop, which is all about metal construction. So roofing, siding, erecting, buildings, HVAC, launched in 2021. And then our coatings coffee shop, which all of this kind of fits together a little bit with the outdoor coffee shop, but our coatings coffee shop is all about roof coatings, parking garages, sports surfaces, anything that is sprayed, rolled, or applied as a coating by a contractor. That's our coatings coffee shop, which launched in 2023. So you're kind of getting the feel here of where we're going. So our friends at Heritage, we have done so much with their sister company, SRS, or I should say the parent company, SRS. And so we visited with Heritage and we are partnering together to bring Outdoor Coffee Shop because we want to bring the same type of information, education, and most of all, online community that we've done in roofing, metal, and coatings to that outdoor living space. So landscapers, pool and spa, general contractors, we love you and we're here. So, Karol, that's a lot. I know. And you're taking it all on. So what are some of the highlights that we're going to see with the Outdoor Coffee Shop?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, similar to the other coffee shops, we are bringing an industry together, elevating them by giving them tools and, all the different aspects that help your companies grow and your business grow. Whether we, part of our platform, we have directories, we have associations. We're able to connect you to other people in the industry. We're able to educate and train through some of our platform. You can basically go to this site and find almost anything you need to help you get to the next level, whether it's networking, collaborating, listening to webinars, understanding what's trending in the industry. And so that's really what we're hoping to do, is have a place for everyone to go to for education, safety, training, and so much more. And what's cool about that is that we have several market segments within Outdoor Coffee Shop. So it's not just about outdoor living. When you break it down, there's pool and spa, there's hardscape and tile, there's, oh my gosh, there's agronomics,
irrigation.
And I just went to this amazing. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much there. And so, you can drill down and get as specific as you need, or you can have a general overview of events that you want to attend. But it's really about finding what you're needing, whether it's high level, low level. It's really just so exciting. So that's really the overview and the highlights of the site. Yeah. And it can only grow from here. It's just really very cool. And since I know, I've been fully enthralled in this, but I don't know a lot about, what do you think makes this platform different from other things that already exist in the industry?
It's interesting because, of course, Karol, you and I both have been going to shows. We've been talking to people. We've been getting involved. Of course, we have our own history of working with landscapers and outdoor contractors, really kind of going to the heart of it. And I really think when you look at what we do at the coffee shops is we create a community where people can really get the information they need the way they want it. And I know you're going to talk a little bit more about this as we go along, but one of the things that's really made a difference on Roofers Coffee Shop is if we put 5 roofing contractors in front of us, Karol, I would say, how did you hear about Roofers Coffee Shop? How did you get information? And one would say, I get it through your social media, which is great. The other one would say, I get it through your e-news. The other one would say, oh, I listen to all your podcasts, right? From the ground up. I'm listening to every single one of them. And then the next one would say, I take my cup of coffee every morning. I sit down and I go through your newsroom and I read and I see all your promotions and I look in the directories. And the last one would be just like, when I need an answer, that's where I go, right? And so we have found that contractors have, as everybody does, a busy life. When they need answers, when they need information, when they need community, they want some place to go, just like that old-fashioned coffee shop with the trucks out in front of it, right? That's where you went to find information.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting that you mentioned just being able to get it how you'd like to have it. You know, people want to look at it on their phone. Sometimes you're in your car and you want to listen to something, so you can go on and listen to a podcast, and even be able to go to events and getting that extra knowledge when you get to go there. Or even if you can't go to the event, being able to hear about the events. Being able to have some of the sessions that they have that are recorded, and you're able to see an article on them or what have you. I think that is. Everyone learns differently. I think we've learned that in the last, we finally get that people don't learn the same way. So I think it's wonderful, the approach that we take to be able to have people feel comfortable learning in that realm.
And I think as you look at it, we, as I said, you and I have done a lot of research. There are some great resources out there within all of these markets, right? If you go into landscaping, great associations, great publications, great trade shows, same thing with hardscapes, same thing with pool and spa and irrigation. I mean, really anywhere you look, there are these great things. But I think really our goal and what makes us different is that we are really focused on that outdoor living space, right? We want to bring everybody together into that outdoor living space. And I know we talk about all the time in roofing and metal and stuff, is like, you want the trades talking to each other. You want them hearing each other's stories, because once you hear those stories, the pool contractor might not be as aggravated at the landscaper as the landscaper is with the pool, because they know each other and they know what they're challenged with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that happens all the time, I think that one of the things that the site brings is that if they want, you can go to a site and be overwhelmed. And one thing I'm really proud of how this site was built, and how most of the, all the coffee shop sites are built for sure, is that it's easy to find what you're looking for.
Yep.
And so I think that, it takes the pressure off someone when they're going someplace because they can find information very quickly for them too. So I think I really enjoy that part of our site.
I think, it is interesting. And it's one of the things that's really interesting, Karol, too, is what we've seen with the coffee shops is as you're looking. So let's talk about podcasts, right? Since we're on a podcast, what we find with our audience on all the coffee shops is about 50% of them are listening to the podcast on the website, which you kind of go, what? But then the other 50% have their favorite channels that they're listening to while they're running, while they're working. I mean, I had one contractor say, yeah, when I'm tearing off roofs, man, I listen to all your podcasts. I'm like, wow, okay. But we're kind of hoping for that same thing, right? The crews out in the field who are putting in that pool or developing that beautiful landscape or building that amazing hardscape will be able to listen to it on their phones, on their favorite podcast channels. But then also people in the office, they're able to just listen to it while they're working too. So we really pride ourselves on being for everyone, being very inclusive across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a former client of the coffee shops, I used to listen to the podcasts and the webinars all the time. When you're working, you can hear it in the background, someone that you know or an influencer that you've been really interested in, you hear it and then you can stop, play it. It can just be, instead of watching a Netflix series, like I loved watching all of the Riffers Coffee Shop and Coatings and Metal.
Yeah.
I loved watching all of it because it's really, I don't know, it's always trending. It's pretty cool to know that you're going to get the right news. You're going to get what's coming up, all the time through the coffee shop. So that's another reason that I really was so excited about this platform for sure.
Well, and I want to say to that point, you're 100% right. And we really pride ourselves on also being very positive, right? We're not a media group that's going to talk about the negatives. We're going to talk about the challenges. We talk about immigration every day. We talk about labor shortage. We talk about all these things, but we want to shine a light on the industries that we serve. And that it means really bringing out the heart and the soul of the contractors and the people who work within this community. So it does make a difference, and it is a little bit different from everybody else out there. But what are you? I'm kind of curious, I kind of know because we've talked about it. But let's share. What are some of our top goals for this first year, Karol? Like, what are we looking to get done?
Well, I think because we've had such a great model in the success of the other coffee shops, it seems like this is a no-brainer, like how we're going to put this together. But I think that, because we're a community-driven model and we put contractors first and give them a voice, I think what's cool is the education, the inspiration, the promotion that we're providing. You're not just listening to a blog, we kind of went through that, but this is really a home, for people to come to be able to build their business and to be able to grow their business and connect and network. I think providing really great topics this first year for the webinars and podcasts. I mean, we can offer product demos and the how-tos and trends that are, getting insights from all the different thought leaders. I think is really very cool. And so I think those are the goals of the first year. But I think we're limitless. Like, I think there's so many things that we can do that are going to really elevate what our game is. And we have so many people on board with us. I mean, I think it's interesting with Heritage as a partner, just their knowledge and insight and the people that they're being able to talk to and get us involved with has been really exciting. And so I think, it's such a big space.
Yeah. When I look at the Heritage family of companies, I get really excited that they have the trust in us to be our premier sponsor, to really take this journey with us to launch Outdoor Coffee Shop. And they inspire me pretty much every day. I mean, what they do with their fundraisers, they do concerts at different shows. They are constantly giving back to the community, and they really have a focus on technology, which we know, we talk about this a lot on all of our coffee shops, is the importance of the trades embracing technology and taking that next step. And really, Heritage is doing that. They have the software, they have the ordering, they have e-commerce, they have everything that contractors need. And so we're going to really be looking to them to share information, to get information out there. But it's not just Heritage either. We are looking far afield. We will have major manufacturers on the site. We're going to have contractors on the site, and we want them to share what they're doing too. Because that's kind of, I think, one of the things that's made the coffee shop so special is if you look in our directories, you'll see major companies, Sherwin-Williams, Westlake, ICP, the list goes on and on. So when we are looking really at that directory, you can see all the great manufacturers, the distributors, everything that's in there that makes such a difference for the contractors to be able to network. And so I'm excited about that, Karol, to really bring, as you said, everybody together in this online community that makes a difference. And one more thing, because I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about our influencers.
Oh, yeah.
I know. We have a lawyer, we have a consultant who kind of helps run the business. We are talking to a marketing specialist from the landscaping space. I mean, Karol, and this is just a start.
Absolutely. And it's cool because I think that they're just as excited as we are. And so to have, I just love working with like-minded people that aren't putting themselves at the same level or like trying to elevate or having the positivity. I mean, there's going to be problems within the industry and there's going to be things that have to be solved. But to align with people that have your back, that have no reason to not want you to be promoted. They have no reason for you not to be successful. They are going to help you with your SOPs. They're going to help you make sure that you navigate the legal structure, well, especially with all the different things that we have to think about and, with employees these days. Having someone, that's in marketing in that industry that's able to just provide, this information. I mean, this is just it's fun because everyone wins.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
And I want to talk just a little bit too about our articles. We have some of the best writers. I'm very prejudiced, but we have amazing writers. And Karol, we do a lot of original articles that are already in place, ready to go, that people are going to see on Outdoor Coffee Shop. But we also work hand in hand with all of our manufacturers, with Heritage, with our contractors to get their stories too. Because, that's really my favorite part is telling the contractor's story.
Absolutely. And seeing the progress that someone makes and being able to pull themselves up by utilizing all the different areas that they can. I think that's fun to see. And I think there's just, it kind of pulls at your heart because you know that you were part of something great and you can see this with them. I just think that's also something very cool. But I also know that we, our editorial section of Outdoor Coffee Shop is looking at press releases, like what is happening right now, what is being right now. And so we're able to bring news to you that you might not have to, you don't have to look for the news. It's coming to you. And so it's what a great resource. I've learned so much from our editorial staff because they'll bring articles to me and press releases. And I'm like, I had no idea. Yeah. And so this is actually really, it's so wonderful. We have an amazing crew that work diligently and everyone, we're really excited about this because it's really, it's different than anything that I think the outdoor space has seen at all. So I wanted to ask you, we've kind of talked a little bit about this, but what kind of impact do you hope that Outdoor Coffee Shop has on the industry? Yeah,
really developing that online community where contractors can talk to contractors. And it doesn't matter what kind of contractor you are. If you do pools and spas, if you do hardscapes, if you do irrigation, if you're building, doing outdoor kitchens, I love those. All of that is so important. And so we want to be that space, just like that traditional, that's really my hope, to be that space, just like that traditional coffee shop where you would see all the pickup trucks parked out in front of it and you'd go in and get your morning cup of coffee and talk to, every type of contractor was in there, general contractors, roofing, landscaping, you name it. They were all sitting there talking. So you can tell I come from a small town because that's exactly where it was. But that's my hope, is to really we are always focused on the contractors. That's how we message everything. That's how we advocate. That's everything that we do. And so I want to bring that group together. And my hope is to tell their story, to really, through this podcast with you, Karol, to have contractors on here to tell their story, to have manufacturers, distributors, the Heritage family of companies on here, to have Trent Cotney with Adams and Reese, who's one of our influencers. I mean, I just think there's going to be so many great conversations, both on this podcast, in future webinars, on our social media, and in our newsroom, that it really brings people together in a new way, looking at the outdoor coffee, outdoor space, and outdoor living, because boy, it's popular. It more than ever, outdoor living is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It expands your space. I think, even going to a trade show recently, I went to Cultivate, and going in that space and just seeing how relaxed you feel when you're around flowers, when you're around great landscaping, like hearing water running, like everything. I think people realize the impact of the outdoor space has on you, and how it just brings your blood pressure down, which, my doctor would be very happy about. So, you go there, and I think being able to offer this, because it's only going to expand, it's only going to get bigger. So I feel like one of the things that I'm excited about, and the impact that is driving business growth through visibility, like you're talking about the contractor stories, I think that is so key, because I think it's so relatable. So when you find someone that you can relate to, then you're going through the same problems, you're going through the same, try to like finding solutions. And I think that helps in a group.
Mm-hmm.
You find a lot of solutions within a group and you solve those problems. It's great. I'm also excited about the digital transformation, creating a trusted digital presence for people to go to and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I feel in general, and in growing up in the construction industry, I always felt like sometimes they were a little behind the trend as far as technology is concerned. And I think we're bringing that to the forefront for them in a really comfortable way, so that they can expand on their knowledge and how easy it is to learn from an online presence, to be able to have that resource and community hub.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
cool.
that. That is so true, because that technology and it's the digital space and being comfortable, whether it's online, podcasts, social media, whatever it may be, is YouTube, is so important. Yeah. And then being able to get the information to bring that technology into your own business and start using technology to grow your business, whatever you're doing, I think is key. So I love that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it looks like I have a question, Karol, for you. What are some of your, what are you looking forward to for guests, and for just kind of the different topics and things that you want to have on from the ground up?
Well, I think that when everyone has their own process and their way, I'm excited to have people like John Kenny come on. I'm excited for people that can help you with your SOPs, that can organize your business, that can, one of the things that people and companies struggle with is that they don't put things in the right order in order to accomplish their goals and set their business up for success. And I think that will help quite a bit. So I'm excited for people to come on that have, had goals. They have the right people in place.
Yeah.
They are able to, they have the right process in place. They have the right technology in place. And then they can figure out the goals that they need that are really valid goals, instead of just saying, I want to get here, but they don't have the process to get there. So bringing people on those podcasts and having those conversations, I am excited to have them, because it will ultimately help every person that comes to the site, whether they're a contractor, manufacturer, even if a distributor comes. We I think have this opportunity to just make every company better if they're willing to,
right.
if they want to be better, they can be better.
And
so I think that's important.
It's really about learning from each other. It's really having that safe space to learn from each other, to learn from other contractors, to learn from manufacturers, distributors who want to help, and consultants, all of the service providers and technology groups that are out there. We're going to be bringing all of those onto the site. And people are going to start seeing, as we will, it's going to be fun, Karol, I think, for people to come on every day, every week and say, oh, what's new? What's happening? Because we're starting from the ground up, and it's pretty exciting. All of the stuff that, everyone's going to want to have their coffee cup and be on the site regularly, and definitely following us on social media.
Absolutely. We're bringing information to your fingertips.
Yeah.
All you have to do is pour your coffee, come in and watch, and we're bringing it. It's here. So yeah,
well,
this is really just
the best.
It's like a no-brainer. Like, you have to want to do this, right?
You got to. Carol, I want to say thank you so much for all your work to bring the Outdoor Coffee Shop to this industry, and I'm really excited for where we're going and what we're doing. I think we do need to share in this first podcast that we will be at the Pool Deck and Spa. I probably just said that, Pool, Spa, and Deck show in Las Vegas in October. And that is going to be our launch. So we will have, and this is another thing that we do, we will have a live sound stage there where we'll be interviewing people from the industry, contractors, everyone at that show, to bring that live to you on our YouTube channel. So you've got your hands full.
But there's such a great team to make this all happen, and working with Heritage Family Companies. They've been such a great resource to be able to help us put our best foot forward in this industry. And I want to thank you for the opportunity, because this has just been, in addition to being fun, and, I think it's really going to bring us so much to this industry. And I think sky's the limit for it. So
I do too.
Yeah, thank you for being on the show, by the way,
Thank you, Carol. Well, I know From the Ground Up is in great hands with you as the host, and we'll be bringing all kinds of great information to the industry. I am going to take us out of this and say to everyone, thank you for listening to this very first podcast from the coffee shops, from Outdoor Coffee Shop. From the Ground Up is going to be a day-to-day. You're going to love it. You're going to listen to it while you're out there working in the outdoor space, driving in your truck, however it is. We want to bring you the best information we can. So please follow us on your favorite podcast channels. Be sure to subscribe and set the notifications so you don't miss a single episode. And be sure to get on to OutdoorCoffeeShop.com and check us out. Get all the information and keep coming back. We are excited to get to know you, and we're excited to be a part of this entire industry. Thank you so much, and we will hear from you and see you and be talking on the next From the Ground Up.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you joining. And you can always reach out through the coffee shops if you want to talk to me at all, and have any advice, have any articles, have anything that you want to talk about. I'm on the Contact Us, and I will get that. So please reach out. We're excited to have everyone part of this. All right.
See you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.